Hello everybody, how's it going? I'm Vespillo, and I hope you guys are having a lovely day. I figured today I would talk about just something random, just a random thought that I had, and that was some of gaming or just general game today, what their biggest problem is. And honestly, I feel like the biggest problem with some games today is just the fact that they're so overhyped, and partially that video game players, us the community, falls for that hype essentially, that we buy into it and that we get hyped up over these games. That's really something we should not be doing, because essentially if you take something like Titanfall or Titanfall 2, everybody loved the game, everybody played it a bunch, everybody got to the point where they're like, okay, this is like the one thing that I want for Titanfall 2. Whatever that was. More Titans, pink Titans, camos, more like a single player campaign missions, whatever that might be. Everybody kind of had that thing of like, I want this one thing and then I'll be happy. Whatever it is. And essentially, once you inevitably don't get that one thing, or if you get that one thing but they change something else to be way different than what you thought, essentially that's when we have this problem of, well, they didn't do that one thing that I wanted, and now it's like my hype is killed. I was super excited for it, but now I can't be excited anymore because my one thing is gone. And it kind of happens with everything. You play a demo of a game early, you know, at some conference like PAX or whatever the case may be, or you see this trailer and this game looks awesome, and then you go and play it and it's slightly different than kind of what you had built up in your head as your expectation. And then like it's just like, no, this game sucks now, when it should have been like the greatest game ever created. And that's like a big problem. I think we gamers as a community kind of overshoot our expectation, or if you want to put it another way, we just over-expect or expect too much out of a game that we're playing. And so it's like super easy to disappoint us because, you know, that thing that we wanted, that thing that we were looking forward to just isn't there. So with Titanfall, it seemed to be the movement, which hopefully they'll fix, or it seemed to be the fact that Titans lost their shield, that they lost something, and we weren't expecting this game to lose anything. We were expecting everything to come back exactly like it was and be the same game that we remembered. And then when it wasn't, we just like freaked the fuck out, because that's not what we wanted. We didn't want it to be any different. We wanted it to stay the same and then add to become better. And that's not completely unreasonable, but I mean, it is a little bit. I just step aside there, though. Just kind of move out of my way. But I think it's a big problem. It's a big problem for us to go, you know, I expect these things to be there no matter what. I expect certain things to be 100% unchanged and to be exactly the same. I don't think that's completely reasonable. You know, anytime there's a new game where we've got to bring in more community or a larger community or sell to different people, we should expect some things to be different. We should expect some change, some experimentation. And I said this in an earlier video, it's good that they experiment as long as they're willing to change. The problem is when you're talking about a development of a game, Jesus, that killed me? Fuck. As long as they're willing to fix it, it's fine. But in the development of a game, when games are being developed, they can't 100% always fix everything. And so I think once the final game comes around, again, we're expecting all these things to be different. And then when we don't get them, we're going to go right back to being super disappointed. And people try to not get hyped. I think everybody knows that getting hyped up will generally just kind of lead to some kind of big disappointment. But you know, it still happens. And you know, I certainly did it. I certainly got hyped up for a time, and then when I saw that smart core, I was like, God damn it, that's the one thing that I didn't want to be in the game. I didn't want there to be shit that aims for you, and there was, and I was super fucking disappointed because I got all hyped up and thought that there wouldn't be. I thought that there wouldn't be this new thing that I hated. So, you know, it sucks, but it's there. It's gonna be there, and we're gonna have to obviously deal with it or hopefully break it. Hopefully that will work and we can do that and it will be gone and we'll be happy again. God damn, I'm getting stalked this game, and then as soon as people realize where the fuck I am, they just like turn around and run away. Or as soon as I realize where people are, they just turn the fuck around and... Jesus fucking Christ. This fucking guy with his arc mines, he puts them on the ground and like no specters or minions run over them. Every time I put an arc mine on the ground, like 4 specters run into it and immediately die and kill the fucking things. It's like, fuck, man. But whatever. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that essentially we got to stop kind of letting hype get in the way. And like, I think back to when I was a kid, when I would get a new video game, most of the time there wasn't like a big advertising system. It was like you would go to the store, you would take a look at games, there would be like 50 game choices, and you would just pick one. The one where the box art looked really cool. And then once you got the game, you got it home and you played it, and either sucked or it was really good. And you played it for a long time and you loved the game. But there was none of this like, oh, there's this game and they've been working on it for 4 years and I've been hearing about it and reading about it and checking out all this shit, and then like come time to play it and it's like, oh wait, this is one of those games that just suck. Because not every game can be good. They can't make them all awesome. They're gonna make some that suck. And now it's like you just get built up and built up and built up forever, and when it's not exactly how you imagined it, it's like, no, this game sucks now. Because it's not exactly the thing that I thought I was going to be. So, I think we should keep that in mind coming into Titanfall 2. We can make it good, we can change it, and we can help give feedback. And when we do that, the game will get better. But we shouldn't expect it to be this perfect thing right out of the box. And as long as we stay reasonable with our shit, I think we can still find a game somewhere in the middle that we like. You know? Maybe that's the truth. Maybe it's bullshit. I'm not sure. I'm hoping that's all it takes to kind of make a game fun and good. Because when I guess the analogy that I would compare this to is like when I go watch a movie where I've never seen the trailer and I've never heard anything about it and nobody's recommended it to me and I don't know a damn thing about it and I just watch it, it's much easier for me to be surprised. It's much easier for me to enjoy the movie because I don't have to worry about a lot of bullshit. You know, all these expectations. It's actually like my absolute favorite way to go into a movie is not knowing a damn thing about it. So like when a new Star Wars, that first Star Wars was coming out, I avoided all trailers, I avoided reading about it, I avoided everything. I didn't know a single thing about it other than it was a Star Wars movie and it was coming out soon. And when I actually went down to watch it, I really enjoyed it because I had no expectation. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know anything that was going on, and really, really, really liked it. And so I feel like, take that approach to video games that I played because it's worked out really well in movies. I watched a movie today called Criminals. I had literally never heard about it. Or Criminal, with Ryan Reynolds and Kevin Costner and Gary Oldman. Never even heard of it until today. And I just went and watched it and absolutely enjoyed the ever-loving shit out of it. It was just a cool movie, cool concept. Liked pretty much everything about it. And I think the fact that I had no idea what was going on was part of the, a good reason or a big reason that I did like it. So I don't know. Keep that in mind. Maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. Maybe it'll help you understand as well why you didn't or were disappointed in some of the text test stuff in Titanfall 2. So, maybe if that one thing is back in that you like, it can salvage the game. And if we give developers the right kind of feedback and give Respawn the right kind of feedback, then maybe they can change it and get the thing in there that you really loved, and we can go back to looking forward to the game. So think about that. Also, the other part of the reason I say all this is because Frothy just put out a video asking for a lot of feedback, asking for things to be changed so that he can compile them and be like a single voice for the community to get things changed that maybe need to change. So if you can send him that kind of stuff, he can communicate it directly to the devs in a clean, nice, easy to consume fashion that they can review better, look at, decide what to do, and then hopefully we can get the great game that we want. So thank you guys so much for watching, and enjoy.